Okay, let's go. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Thrive and Survive Research Hub podcast. I have my friend and partner in crime, Taneo Mazenda, joining me today, and we're just going to talk about a couple of topics, bounce off each other's brains, and see what comes out of it. So, Tia, first, let me just start off with how are you doing today?
Alex, thanks once again, bro. I'm really good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's a Saturday morning, so can't complain. Last night we had our water out on the streets, and this morning when I woke up, I saw that there was water again. So I was like, whew, blessed.
Oh, and it's early morning as well. I mean, it's early Saturday morning, long weekend ahead.
Yeah.
Nothing better, right?
No, can't complain. But yeah, so I was chatting with a good friend of mine about the topic of self-improvement. And something that I've been on the self-improvement road for, I would say, 7 years. When I was 19, I started trying to work on myself. And something that I noticed is that a lot of self-improvement comes from a place of self-criticism. So not working on yourself because you care about yourself and you want to be better, but more, I want to work on myself because I don't like this about me.
Yeah.
Right. So something that I threw over to him was the concept of self-love, and how when, I was saying, I look at myself like I'm a father to a son, right? When you are raising a son, you say to your son, listen, you need to do this because it's going to be good for you and it's going to make your life better. You don't come from a place of, you have to do this because you're not good enough, and, out of hatred. And I guess it's about the fuel that you use to do the things that you need to do to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Is this something that you've kind of experienced as well in terms of your self-improvement journey?
Yeah. And I think that's a very good way of looking at it, right? I think most of the time when people try to improve themselves, they look at what's wrong, right? But the reality of self-improvement is that it's just an analysis of the three U's. So you've got your spiritual you, you've got your mental you, and then you've got your physical you. And for me, self-improvement is the better aligning of those three. And ensuring that those three are consistent with regards to your character, with regards to who you are, and with regards to who you want to be. And I think that the ultimate journey towards self-improvement is getting closer and closer to yourself. So getting the outer you and the mental you to be the inner you that you see yourself being or wanting to be. So yeah, and that journey doesn't end, because as you can imagine, we are souls at the end of the day, and your soul grows.
Yeah.
Your soul has expectations of the physical and the mental you. And the self-improvement journey is just one of you growing up to the expectations of your soul as it matures and grows due to different life experiences. So yeah, for me, that's what self-improvement is. It's more spiritual than anything, because like I said, it's the alignment of those three. And a very good example I'd like to use, even something like improving yourself academically. The source of that starts with the inner you saying, I want to be smarter, meaning that the inner you wants the mental you to be better. And therefore, in order for the mental you to be better, the physical you needs to come into the picture and perform the action that will allow for that realization to come to life. So yeah, I think that's the correct way to look at self-improvement.
Yeah.
Not saying it's the only way, but I think it's the least self-damaging, if that makes sense. Also kind of the hardest one. But also kind of the hardest way to look at it, because you need to have a very mature understanding of what a human being is.
Yes. If I can give you a great example for me personally. So the last month or so, I've made it a personal project of mine to wake up at about 4:40 in the morning every day. And the reason for that is because I want to build a habit of training before work in terms of working out and exercise. And a coach that I work with, we train at 5:30 in the morning, like twice a week. So for me to get to the gym and do all of the things I need to do, I have to wake up at this time. And it's something that I struggled with in the past because I was trying to bully myself into waking up at this time.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't you just do it? Just do it, you know?
Yeah.
Be disciplined. And sometimes I would, and sometimes I wouldn't. And, you know, it's always easy to wake up at that time when you have to meet someone and have an appointment and things like that. But to do it when no one's watching, that is the real test. So I had a mental switch a couple of weeks ago in terms of, and this is part of a bigger thing that I'll touch on with you a bit later as well, but like saying to myself, okay, what do I need to do to make this easy? Instead of forcing myself to do something that is so painful and so uncomfortable that I just can't do it consistently. And I realized I needed to take time. I needed to work towards this wake up time. I needed to work in increments of like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just gradually. And now, you know, this morning I'm quite proud of myself because I had a late night last night. I went to bed at like 11:30 because I had a friend over and we stayed up late talking. And I woke up this morning at 20 to 5. And I was like, if I want to sleep in, I can. I was like, go for it. No one's gonna judge you or think any less of you. But my inner voice was saying to me, you know what? I'm gonna get up for myself because I want to keep my sleep pattern in place. It was from a place of love because I was like, this is what's best for me. And there was such a difference in the way I would have approached it in the past. Where in the past I would have said, get up at 4:40, you have to do it. Like, and then if I didn't, I would criticize myself and less of myself and judge myself.
Yeah.
So I guess like the thing that I'm trying to say is it's almost when you approach self-improvement from a place of self-love, everything is light. It's light. You're not feeling this baggage on you of all of your past mistakes and failures and judgments and being harsh on yourself. It's more of a pull than a push. You're pulled forward to improve instead of pushing yourself up this hill. Very different. And it's more sustainable because you know, I think also something that I realized yesterday, and I actually shared a video on our channel about this if anyone wants to go check it out. But on the subject of achievement and how you need to be careful about approaching achievement from the perspective of that if I just achieve everything I think I need to achieve, it's going to solve all my problems. Because it won't. Achievement is very important, but even when you've achieved everything you think you must achieve, those hang-ups that you have about yourself and your, you know, inability to love yourself is still going to be applicable. So, you know, the more you learn to love yourself today, the better the experience is going to be when you do achieve those things.